Good morning, Dallas Drainage Pros, doing a job in the middle of Dallas, Texas today. I'm going to show you kind of a situation we're dealing with and how we're going to resolve it. So this is what you call a lake. We got standing water. It did rain this morning, so the problem is a little extra. But we got water running from down the street, coming over here, and there's a channel drain that is supposed to be collecting this water and sending it somewhere, as well as, you can't even see it, the water's so deep, but there's a catch basin over here that's supposed to be collecting water. Both of these are clogged. We discovered that when we were doing a drain cleaning the other day. And so what we're gonna do is, these lines were so badly damaged and actually so poorly designed that it was kind of irreparable. So we're just gonna do a new line. So we're staking off exactly where we're gonna go. We're gonna run these two together, cut it down the property, and this gives us a nice fall right there. And then we're gonna discharge right here into a pop-up. And that water's gonna flow really, really well down this gutter right here. So again, it's all about proper setup, doing the same thing and repeating when it works. So we're just cutting the line of sod. Using a axe works really well for that. And then I'll show you the shovel that works really well for cutting sod pieces. So you can see this is a square shovel, and that gives you a nice, perfect cut so that the sod, when you replace it, works well. So we need to figure out how this pipe discharges. It's going to be a little challenging at the moment because it's full of water. But as we dig our trench, some of that water will dissipate and we should be able to locate the pipe. The key here is making a nice seamless transition from that channel drain over to here. We don't want any sudden turns, and you know, we need a good solid connection. You don't want a sudden turn because it makes it difficult to clean later on. So you can see here, the most that's going to happen is a 45. And as we continue trenching, this then turns and does another 45. And we'll discharge out real nicely with a pop-up. So the key to this project was finding where this outlet discharged. And after a lot of digging, we finally found it, and it's that little white patch right there. So that would be our discharge pipe. So now we're gonna have to dig all the way around here and dig down even further so that we can tie into that, which means that this trench is going to have to be a lot deeper starting out, which is fun, but that's just part of doing drainage work. You never know what you're going to find. So sometimes this is part of the deal. I was thinking we were going to only put this pipe about 6, maybe 10 inches down in the ground, but as fate would have it, because that other pipe was so low, we had to redig this whole trench another 8 inches or so. So I'll show you what we've got. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and jump in there so we can see how deep this is. Oh man. Okay, so even though we are not finished and we're going to come back tomorrow, we still went ahead and washed off the driveway and the street area, just so it has kind of a put together look. I know there's a mountain of dirt in the yard, but this at least looks tidied up until we come back to finish tomorrow morning. So we were not certain about the level and whether or not we could follow this path and discharge at the point we were wanting to discharge, because the pipe that we're tying into is so low. We needed to make sure that we had enough fall going all the way down to that point. So when in question, bring out the laser level. This is a self-leveling laser, so no matter what level it is, even if this is uneven, this part is going to balance out. So that begins to spin, and it gives a 360-degree laser. And then this is the receiver. You turn that on, and when it does that fast-paced, when it's right there, that's the level it is. So we can go ahead and tighten that. And then what we're going to do, we check the height that it's at, which is saying it's 5 feet and about 2 inches, just a little less, and that's at the top of the pipe. So what we're going to do is measure from where the top of the pipe is going to be down there at the discharge point. Okay, so the stick is set at the top of where the pipe is going to be, and then we start adjusting this until it catches the signal. We might have to turn this to face. There it is. Okay. So now we can tell at 5 foot and about 10 inches is the difference. So taking 5 foot 2 inches from 5 foot 10 inches, and it was actually a little less than 5'2" and a little more than 5'10", that leaves us over 8 inches. And our total distance is about 65 feet. So that gives us a 1% slope, give or take, which is perfect. I mean, it's on the money, and it's gonna work great for discharging this water. So that is why you wanna use a laser level when you're not sure. There's no way we could have guessed that. There's no way we could have eyeballed that. Use the right tools. I would also like to point out how close we are to trees. And in these situations, I really like to go with SDR 35, the really dense pipe. You can see all the root systems. I mean, that's a major root growing through there. About the only thing that's going to hold up against that would be an SDR 35 grade pipe. So just always remember that whenever you're working around tree roots, you want to go with the toughest material possible. This is one of the catch basins that we're tying in. We're going to run into this main line. Going all the way down. And you can see just how massively deep this trench is. We ended up having to go really deep because that line over there was so low to begin with. All right, so we are now running the water test. We got the hose at the inlet, and we're going to follow that to its outlet and check and make sure that we've got good flow coming through the pop-up. So following the line all the way to the outlet at our pop-up, we can check and see what kind of flow we have, and bam, we are full of water. So we only turned that hose on for about a minute, and it ran right to the end, so that's good news. In a storm, that thing is going to flow right out of this and flush that line, and the only water left in the line is going to be right here at the end, which will slowly trickle out at the end right here. That pop-up is designed with a groove cut out so that the water left in the line after the storm can drain out, and you'll see it right there. I think this might be one of the hottest days we've had so far. It's not so much the temperature as it is the humidity. And I think that's what's also weighing down on this job, and what's taken a little bit longer is we're just a little bit tired.
So, yeah, that's a fun part about this deal.
So that was the original outlet, and we tied into it, running a new line using SDR35 due to all the trees that are so close by. Turning there, and this is another catch basin, a very large one with its own designated line, and then this doubles up and runs side by side. And right now what we're doing is checking our level and adding dirt as needed to make sure that it grades just the way we want it. All right, mission accomplished. This one took a minute, but everything's flowing. All our levels are right. Discharge is perfect, and we can go ahead and start covering her up. Now comes the fun part of filling up the trench. Man, this was a deep one. Hopefully we'll be out of here soon. I think I'm gonna go ahead and grab a shovel. You know the process. Cut the sod first, set it to the side. That way when you're finished, you can place it right on top. Bam. We're getting really close here to finishing up. And all we got to do now is scrape up a little bit of that extra dirt that was displaced by the pipe, load it in the trailer, and then we'll come back, wash everything down, add some water to those sod pieces, and they will compact right down. It's gonna look real nice. Well, there you go. There's all the extra dirt left over, and we are just cleaning up. Amazing how, how close we can get it to looking like we weren't here. It's all about taking time, using water, washing everything off, taking care for each step. Man, that is awesome. Look at that attention to detail. Getting every last bit of rock, mud, trying to leave this place looking as nice as we can. I love it. All right, we are fixing to leave. This job is just about finished, but I just wanted to say real quick, even though this job took about 3 times as long as I thought it was going to, I would still consider this job a success. And I consider it a success because we did the right thing. We did what we know works, and we can be confident leaving this job knowing that the water is gonna flow where it's supposed to go. It would have been easy to cut corners and try and get out of here faster, but I'd rather leave knowing we did the right thing by the customer and by ourselves, because that's a good feeling knowing that you did the right thing. I guess that's about it. Time to hit the road. Oh, video. Hold on. I'm sorry.